was.
What's going on, y'all? CorporateLike Entertainment, the Phil podcast. This nigga's wild, man.
No, for real.
What's going on, y'all? This man.
So this man, All Profit Entertainment, how y'all doing out there? Keep checking out for us. We got projects dropping later in the year.
Alright, y'all. These niggas wild. Niggas fucking this shit before the game and shit. About to get into it real quick, y'all. This is a quick rundown of the show. We're gonna have older songs in rotation, newer songs in rotation. We're gonna go back and forth. We're gonna do Ti's Trap Muzik versus Jeezy's one-on-one, and then we're gonna talk about the younger generation versus the older generation, and we're gonna do that as far as music, sports, and everything. So we're gonna start with some older songs in rotation. For me, I got Tupac, So Many Tears. Dr. Dre's Let Me Ride.
Yeah, for sure.
And LL Cool J, Runaway Girl. Those are my three. Always in rotation. Oldest one. Like, those are my... Not saying I'll take away from the other ones, but just those three, for me, just timeless.
Right.
Priceless.
I would say Keep Your Head Up, Tupac.
Okay.
Life Goes On, Tupac.
People don't talk about that song enough.
Yeah. I Get Around constantly stays.
Oh, thank you. Sorry. I Get Around. My fault. That's four.
I always find myself listening to some Bone shit.
Bone, yeah, For the Love of Money for me.
94, 95.
For the Love of Money.
Thugger Rugger Bone, those ones.
Yeah, For the Love of Money, I always like that.
I don't think it trumps the ones I named, though, honestly. Like So Many Tears and
I say Keep Your Head Up there.
What I say? So Many Tears, LL Cool J, and Dr. Dre Let Me Ride.
Yeah. Dr. Little Ghetto Boys is one for me. I listen to it a lot. And The Day Niggas Took Over.
Okay.
It's just something that's
I
prevalent
couldn't listen
today.
to it. I was pissed because Dr. Dre Chronic was on Apple for a minute.
Yeah,
it was.
I think Snoop had got it.
Yeah, man, that shit had me sorry. I was trying to
was.
listen to that. Especially that Let Me Ride. That's one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, that shit.
I like the old school. Oh yeah, Do or Die. I always find myself listening.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
No, that not even that. It's the Heads or Tails. Shit off the Heads or Tails.
Man, there's some joints on that motherfucker too, bro.
Yeah, that's my shit.
What you got, man?
I go with Gin and Juice. I listen to that. I still listen to that shit. A lot of the Chronic album, like I said, Little Ghetto Boy, and that's one of my favorite songs. To this day, I listen to it, bro. DJ Quick's Tonight.
Okay,
I just listened to that. I listened to that a few times.
That's a timeless track.
Yeah, and a lot of Pac. I Get Around, definitely.
Yeah, that's like the ultimate.
That's like every
Pac record for me.
Too, though. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all about you, Pac, too.
Oh yeah, I think a good one too is Will Smith's Summertime.
That's every summer.
I think it's all the time for me though. I ain't gonna lie, I just pump it every now and then.
I mean, it's shit. It's about to be the summer now. You know, the cookouts.
Yeah.
And that's what probably getting me back, all of us back in our bags. Now it's getting hot outside, so you're riding around.
Yeah,
you put that blind still of a million pairs of eyes. All one word of life.
Definitely gonna hear that '90s music.
Yeah,
that's true.
When it's hot outside.
That is true.
Whenever I'm having kickbacks, I
go back memory lane.
I'll be dominating my playlist with '90s music. So.
I don't even think my playlist even got new shit on it, bro. It's nothing. I mean, I add certain songs to it, but I kind of like separate that shit. I'm more into that old vibe anyway. Yeah. Even with R&B, I'm still going back.
R&B's a whole nother story. Yeah, I think R&B from the 70s, 80s, and 90s is the best. This shit from 2000 up.
Yeah.
Besides Usher's Confessions. And a couple other ones, but it's just not the same. Yeah. Nothing hits the same no more. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. Doesn't do it for me. You know what I mean? It's just.
I went back to Bryson Tiller last week. I listened
to album.
Yeah, I listened to a lot of Bryson Tiller last week.
The other two is just yeah. The first one was just like, ooh, he was hungry. You know what I'm saying? Right. Just he was hungry then. For new songs for me, recently, I got Benny the Butcher back to back. Any Tyler Creator song off Call Me If You Get Lost. That's in heavy rotation. Other than that, I don't think I have anything that's really newer. I listen to a lot of Kendrick, but that's in rotation.
I would say one artist I used to listen to, like the newer artist, is Jhené Aiko.
Okay.
She first came out.
Yeah. I think she's better when she first came out than now.
She used to be fire when she first came out. SZA.
I love SZA.
When she first came out, I used to listen to that shit heavy. Her. Bryson Tiller. That shit was an instant classic.
Yeah, that shit was amazing to me.
I think it was an instant classic.
You think so?
You heard, like,
Yeah.
that shit timeless. You would play that.
I listened to it
You
years
don't
after.
play that 10 years from now. That shit still.
Yeah, that's
going
true.
on.
That shit does hit.
I mean, going into hip hop, I like, you know, ESTG, Young Boy. I listen to a lot. I mean, now like the Future, that 7:12 p.m. by Future, that shit still slapped to me. That ESTG and Jeezy, the realest. That shit.
That shit is hard. That shit is hard.
I love that Ti and Kevin Gates song called Active.
Yeah.
That shit. Ti went the hell off on that. Like, to me, this is my opinion. Nobody get that's the verse of the year. Is that Ti verse on that Active?
Okay, I'm gonna have to.
That shit so fire to me. Just his cadence, what he was talking about. That shit was just so.
But
fire.
I think Ti don't get enough credit
That's the verse
because
of the year, bro.
he raps like that a lot, all the time, really. You know what I'm saying? When niggas call me the Jay-Z South, I synced it. Like, I see it, because T.I. be talking. He just had moments in his life where this album wasn't that good. Like the No Mercy one, he rushed that album because he had to go to jail. And then T.I. versus T.I.P., it was just like, that was a very, very average album.
Right.
Very. But he got some strong ones, like Paper Trail, Trap Muzik, Urban Legend, King.
But it's still crazy that God been in the league. I mean, been in the game that long and still dropping shit. Like,
So
if y'all get the chance,
too.
listen
He
to
just
that
got
song. It's called Active.
Yeah.
Him and Kevin Gates.
He just got a little corny to me.
Yeah, I mean, you downspell.
Yeah, so since we talk about T.I., we're going to get right into it. Good leeway to that.
Way I got to say
Yeah.
going, I'm making
Shout out A Music on Profit Entertainment. That was good. We're going to do Who Started Trap and What's the Better Trap Album? T.I. Trap Muzik or Jeezy's 101? And I know we did this before, like 3-4 years ago. But again, all our podcast shit did not transfer over to the new host. So we just kind of redoing some episodes, and it's going to be a little refreshing. Not episodes, but some topics, I shall say. So, and we got a new crew right here. So T.I. Trap Muzik versus Jeezy 101. T.I. came out in 03, and then Jeezy came out 05, right?
Trap Muzik didn't come out in 04?
No. 03. For me, this is a hard one, man.
I mean,
it's a hard one. I know man gonna say. I feel like trap music is better lyrically and more straightforward. And I feel like Jeezy just bombarded, like everybody wanted to hustle.
And that was just culture, bro. He
bombarded the culture. Like, that's how I feel with that album. So it's always hard for me to pick it. I go back and forth, but today I'm gonna choose trap music today. Tomorrow I may choose 101. But it's definitely a debate for me. You know what I'm saying? But Jeezy, he has some shit on there, man.
I just feel like Outkast introduced us to the trap music. They was the first one to speak of it. But then, like, T.I. brought it to the mainstream. And then Jeezy brought it to the streets. Like, T.I. brought it for it came to the mainstream as far as I kind of think
the Dungeon Family was more so trap.
Yeah, more so trap. But far as like culturally, far as hitting on, I think it hit more on mainstream more than it did underground. I think Jeezy just brought the underground streets with it, with the trap music, and I mean not the trap music, but the Thug Motivation 101 and his Trap or Die. That shit just led into something. Like, it was.
So it's safe to say it's kind of like a mainstream album versus streets.
Yeah, most definitely.
I like that. I think T.I. has some street shit on it. I mean, it is some street shit on it, but like you say, you brought it to the mainstream, and then Jeezy brought it to the streets. I like that analogy.
Reasonable Doubt type shit.
Trap music?
Yeah.
No, it's the two mainstream.
Hustlers.
I can see that.
I can see
that.
Trap music wasn't that mainstream, man.
Okay.
Nah, he had hood. His
first
song was 20. He had 24s.
It just
then he had Rubber Band Man. Like
when you put that CD in, and that motherfucker thought dun, dun, with the money counter, and they just say, I used to hit the kitchen lights. That shit, trap music didn't have that impact when you first put it in. How that shit dropped?
I think it was the trap. I think it was the 808s and snares.
It was
and
just
shit
different though, bro. And at them time, it in the clubs or
It's trap
we at the
music,
age where that's at the height.
I think the production.
We going down to the flats and it's just it was just Jeezy, bro.
I think what I resonated more with was Jeezy because at that time that's why I was hustling heavy. So I was resonating with that.
Yeah.
To go, Little Wayne Carter one. I resonated that really, really heavy. Ti, I was kind of like fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh into the game, before the game, the prelude basically, you know what I mean? So Jeezy resonates with me, so when I listen to it, I go back, oh shit, I was doing this and that and thought on this, you know what I'm saying? It resonates with me. T.I.'s more like, okay, the struggle before the hustling, that's what I get, you know what I'm saying?
The
So
hip-hop purity to it, like he had bars, structure, he had the 16 bars, the hook, the 8-bar hooks, it was more like structured musically. It just wasn't raw. I think the Jeezy still had, because it still had songs from Trap or Die on there.
he had like two
yeah, that's what made it. It was
maybe.
a raw sound. It's just something we never heard with the ad libs and it was just something we didn't hear though.
So you picking Jeezy?
I mean, that's
No
not
debate.
even close to me.
It's not close to
Not
you?
even close to
What
me.
you picking, Manny?
I'll pick T.I.
Pick T.I.
Yeah, T.I. That shit was underrated.
Mm-hmm.
You think it was underrated? I don't think it was
It
underrated.
hit how it should have.
What?
When I think about it.
I disagree with you, man. Cause I feel like when he dropped "I'm Serious," I would say that's underrated.
Uh-huh.
But when he dropped trap music, he dropped 24s, and then Be Easy, and then
Rubber Band.
I'm Just Doing My Job, and Rubber Band Man exploded.
Yeah.
You know, the segue was perfect. Like the cohesion was perfect. With Jeezy, he had the Trap or Die. Like, what's this shit? And then he dropped the mainstream or the Streets album. But Manny Fresh on the production and then the video, that kind of steamrolled everything for real.
That shit
I
took
think.
off,
Yeah, it took off. It
Yeah,
took
the
off
boy
big
had
time.
Larry Hoover on them motherfuckers, but
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
big deal, man.
So I mean, like I'm picking trap music today.
You gonna change tomorrow?
I'll probably change tomorrow. I go back and forth every time. I go back and forth.
I would say Impact is Jeezy.
I mean, that kind of
Definitely Impact.
That's where it lies.
Jeezy definitely Impact because everybody was wearing. I wasn't.
I mean, sales.
Snowman t-shirt.
He
shit.
sold more too, didn't he? That nigga sold.
Let's see. Let's check the
He might
stats.
have sold more.
Let's check the stats.
But like, but you was about to say like with the Air Force Ones and the T-shirts,
Mm-hmm.
like standing from where I'm from, if you were standing out there with that shit on, they running up on you. The vice, even if you're not doing nothing.
And he had that Jay-Z feature too.
Yeah,
Though.
we could not wear them T-shirts in schools, none of that.
Not
shit.
at all. Jeezy sold 172,000 his first week.
Uh-huh.
T.I. sold 110,000 his first
Yeah, I
week.
mean, pretty much on par.
Yeah.
I think Trap or Die did about 3. I mean, Thug Motivation did about 3 or 4. So they pretty much probably sold the same.
Yeah.
They pretty much probably.
But who you think would be responsible for the trap sound? Would be T.I. or Jeezy? I know other people involved, but
I gotta go. I couldn't separate the two, to be honest. I think it was just a two-headed monster. I think one without
that's fair.
One
That's
without
fair.
the other, it wouldn't exist because I think T.I. captured more. Like I said, the mainstream. It wasn't. I don't think that even that sound or that shit wasn't accepted until, as far as hood and street cultures, until Jeezy dropped, and it kind of bridged the gap on both. It was like the two-headed monster, and then Gucci kind of helped too. So I got to give all 3 of them they credit. Right?
I swear, like Gucci's not that good.
But they love him, bro.
They do. They love him.
They
They love him, and I just sometimes
Gucci,
just
bro.
don't. I don't see it.
He got it though.
Don't see it, man.
Yeah,
But damn.
I gotta say both. I can't separate the two though. I really can't.
What would you rather listen to?
No, Jeezy most.
Jeezy.
Definitely. I just think his body of work is even better than me.
Body of work
Recession,
better than T.I.'s?
I like his Recession album. I mean, shit.
I don't have to go back and.
Mixtape runs. I like
Jeezy
that.
had a time where he kind of declined. For
Yeah.
real, you know what I'm saying? Like it was a decline.
Yeah,
you could
long
tell.
time.
Yeah, a couple album decline. T.I. don't really have that.
Yeah, I mean, T.I. still put out one of my favorite, the Libra album.
That was a good, damn good album. That was like
Down Trap.
the Down Trap. That was a
Down Trap.
1 to 10. That's an 8. Both of them albums. If you want to go 8.5, I wouldn't even argue with you.
Mm-hmm.
Jeezy has a couple mediocre projects, honestly, and T.I. Oh, I think now people not really gravitating toward him because he talked too much.
Yeah,
He's
the
a
inspiration
little
is good.
corny now.
Yeah, no. Inspiration, I think, is good too.
I would say the
Recession.
Recession.
all
Because
three
what
of them
Jeezy
good.
got one, he got Let's Get It 101, the
Yeah.
Inspiration, the Recession, TM 103, Seen
That
It
103
All.
wasn't too good.
It was alright.
But it wasn't too
Church
good.
in the Streets was cool.
Seeing It All was good.
Trouble Down 3 was not that
No,
good.
that wasn't good.
Pressure was not that
No,
good.
that wasn't good.
TL 104, Let's Just Know,
Yeah.
not that good.
Man.
The Recession 2, not that good. He had a drought of not that good
It was
albums.
the Reception. I think the Recession 2.
The Recession 2 wasn't that
TN
good.
104. TN 103 was okay. I ain't gonna count that in there. But them three definitely was.
What's on TN 103?
Them definitely.
I Lose My Mind, Ballin'.
Yeah,
It was
shit
cool.
on-
It was alright. It
some
was
shit
alright.
on there.
It wasn't bad. It was cool.
But Pressure, TM 104.
All that shit, you can throw that shit out the window.
And the Recession 2, definitely.
And then, so how many albums was that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kind of 11 with DJ Drama. The Snowfall joint, which was good. And T.I. has, let's see. He got I'm Serious, Trap Music, Urban Legend, King, T.I. vs. T.I.P., Paper
I
Trail.
like that one.
Which
T.I.
one?
versus T.I.P.
Yeah, it was
I
very,
like
very
that.
average.
Paper Trail was
One of his
that
best
was,
albums.
That was okay.
No Mercy,
That was
very
trash.
average.
Excuse me.
Very
That was
average.
trash.
That's when he was going to jail.
Yeah, I ain't like that one
Yeah,
either.
it was
Yeah, that
average
was
to me.
trash.
Trouble Man, Heavy is the Head.
That was trash.
It was cool. I forget. I actually forget.
So he had his
a lot.
he had his fall off too.
Paperwork,
Shit.
Dime Trap, Libra, and then his new
Dime
album.
Trap, Libra's fire.
Libra's fire and Dime Trap.
What's the new one?
Killed the King to be announced.
I didn't even look. I gotta go back to that.
Yeah, it ain't out yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's his upcoming
Okay.
album.
But that Libra album is fire. That
So-
Libra album is fire.
I'm Serious is a pretty good album. It's
Yeah.
okay album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Urban Legend, I think that's his best album. Urban Legend, and I think T.I. vs. T.I.P. No, excuse me. King
is his best.
had
album.
some
King is
gems
fire,
on that
man.
bitch, man.
Yeah, King is my.
He would have took off a song or two. Might have could have threw it in the classic category.
Urban Legend might be the best. Yeah, I think Urban Legend might
Urban
be.
Legend.
My favorite is Paper Trail.
Paper Trail.
Yeah,
Paper
I like
Trail.
Paper Trail.
Yeah, I can't argue with the Paper Trail. Paper Trail was a damn. And that's when he was fresh out of jail, if I'm not mistaken. No. He was getting. Yeah, he was. You know,
I always like to use the word best body of work.
Mm-hmm.
best body of work could be Paper Trail. I ain't gonna lie. Cause what that sell? That sold.
Oh, so they both had it.
That sold 568,000 copies that first week.
Yeah, Urban Legend is best. Urban Legend.
Urban Legend?
Yeah, that's the best album.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
King Motivation, You Don't Know Me, ASAP. Yeah, that's the best album.
That's the best one. So who you think had a better career?
That's not even close.
Really?
It's very debatable, bro.
I don't think so.
I mean, what we basing the career, I think both of them withstand in time. Shit, both of them.
I mean,
Up there.
Jeezy haven't done anything
That's not true.
As far as what?
like on a consistent basis.
He's been consistent, just hasn't
Very
been that good.
consistent. Shit, what do you mean? He's more
Man,
consistent.
He
than
just hasn't been that good.
He's been in the liquor. He's been into the alcohol.
I'm talking about the music.
Oh, just
So his albums dropped 2005, 06, 08, 2011, 14, 15, 16,
No, he's very
17,
consistent.
19,
Yeah, but
20.
is it? I mean,
It's-
I mean, we just named a lot of
not
duds and
lot of good
TIs
albums.
though. It's not a lot of.
He don't have a lot of does
He don't
compared to
got a lot of
Jeezy.
good.
T.I. versus T.I.P. is not good. No Mercy is not good, bro. The Trouble Man is not good. That's 3.
What's on that, actually?
Paperwork is not good. That's 4.
Oh,
What are you talking
Ball.
about here?
Go Get It. That's an okay album.
What's that? Us or Else? That's not good.
What is it?
Us or Else.
The fuck is
I
that?
don't even think all of them.
Shit, I don't.
actual
It's out in
albums,
2006. That ain't. I don't, that's a EP.
Oh, okay. I ain't
It's
even
an
hit to
EP.
that. I ain't gonna lie
So
to
it
you.
dropped on this motherfucking body of work. But Paperwork is not a good album. You're not about to tell me that.
What's on there? All About the Money's on there.
Trouble Man is not good. No Mercy is not good. And T.I. versus T.I.
That versus average. What's the rating on this motherfucker?
Big
Big
shit,
pretty-
Private Raw. The dope.
That's
Yeah, this
cool.
shit ain't no good album. Watch What You Say to Me, fire.
T.I. Yeah, that was a very he.
Okay, so his last 2 albums was good.
But then we got to go into the Jeezy run on the features. Seen It All. The shit that he had a feature run that was crazy. T.I. didn't give us that. On the feature side, as far as with T.I.
He had some
Singles and
features.
shit.
I don't know if it was as strong as Jeezy.
It wasn't, bro. My President Is Black and all them shits was dropping in the middle of all that shit. He got the
I had to go
mixtape. You
back
Can't
to
Ban
that.
the Snowman was fire. He was coming with him.
Man, that dude T.I. dropped the album. Damn.
01, 03, 04, 06, 07,
If I
08,
compare his
10,
Libra
12,
versus
14, 18, 20.
Jeezy's last album, I think T.I.'s Libra is better than
Snowfall?
yeah, the Snowfall. Even though I love Snowfall, but
Mm-hmm.
but then Jeezy came with that feature with ESTG. That shit was a banger.
Yeah, that shit was, yeah.
That shit
Brought
was
that
crazy.
that one-on-one back. You know what I'm saying? That's what it felt like.
Yeah, it's Jeezy by far. You gotta look at the features, and as far as like the current artists, the Rockin' Man with Boosie, he got the PZ feature, the 2 Million up. Yeah, it gotta be.
I'm picking T.I. though.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pick T.I. But I love me some Jeezy though. I ain't gonna lie. I love me some Jeezy. I can't even front.
No, yeah, Jeezy got him, bro.
But
Alright. He more relevant, bro.
Bro, relevant? I don't
As far as
know.
I'm
Because T.I. got music, he had the TV shows, he had his own little podcast.
I thought we was talking about like just with music. Because I'm looking at the features and the younger artists.
Who sold the most records?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I would say T.I.
I would say T.I. too.
I would go with T.I.
He had that machine behind him. But Jeezy had the machine too. But
Yeah,
T.I. was, like you said, more mainstream.
Def Jam behind.
Yeah, had more
I
mainstream.
mean, Def Jam went through 60 different changes.
He had it when Jay was the fucking president.
That's even worse.
No,
That shit on my nigga
Jay,
Jay.
he wasn't no good.
If he wanted to push you, he pushed. He pushed Ross and Jeezy back, like he pushed them.
That's L.A. Reid. That wasn't.
No, that was Jay.
Okay. I can get into the aspects of it.
Yeah, it's not even close.
But if we looking at the look at it. It's not even. I don't think it's. Look at the relevancy far as today. The young,
type of award?
The ESTG, the 42 Dugs, the
T.I. got Grammys.
I mean, I think Jeezy got one or two, bro.
I don't know if Jeezy got one or two.
We counting Grammys now?
That's all.
I'm talking about just
he has no Grammys. Only been nominated.
Okay.
For Put On, Amazing, Lose My Mind, and I Do.
He got 3.
Only been nominated. Which is, that's
what
fine.
What is you counting as being relevant, though? If we count
relevancy, I don't know.
If I get on a new feature with an artist today that can billboard and you haven't been on one in 8 years, then who's more relevant?
That counts, but I feel like T.I. was everywhere. I feel like that bad case he had in his TV show kind of fucked him up in his podcast.
I was just saying. Like,
but I want to argue who was more relevant. I don't know.
Who closed last year's the award show?
T.I. was more relevant. He got movies, television shows.
That's true too.
So now we on.
I mean, just
music.
I mean, overall, just accomplishments. It's not close.
But Jeezy got some shit that's underrated too, though, that people don't talk about.
What's the name? He had a clothing line that was pretty successful.
I mean, it's more than the coup. The drink, the motherfucker. He got a drink. What's the Avion? That kept me relevant. That was one of the top highest selling drinking alcohols out.
Yeah, I'm trying to see where. Cause Jeezy got a lot of real estate too.
Yeah, a lot. But then even like the shows with the concerts, like I heard how the shows was.
And he always had concerts. That's one thing I can say about Jeezy. He always had concerts. I can say that.
From what I heard from everybody that told me that when they all do their sets at them concerts, Jeezy had the best set out of the Legends tour. I've heard it multiple people from different.
He's on. Was he on there too?
Yeah, he was on there too. Yeah, he was on there. They said this part was kind of dry.
Cause he just got. I don't know what happened. The fault. He just got corny at a certain time period, and he stayed that way. I don't know what the fuck happened with T.I. I was a big T.I. fan. I was a big Jeezy fan too. I like them both, honestly. Yeah. But I'm
looking at the relevance.
They both relevant though.
And what artists was put on through it's not close to. It's not even the artists today. It's not even close. They're reaching unless just T.I. not fucking with nobody. Maybe that's it. But that takes away from
he became weird, bro. And he had that little alleged rape case.
He fucks with Young Thug and them heavy, so that's probably what he's doing his features through. But Jeezy more far as now, more mainstream known.
It would have been good to get a T.I. and Jeezy album together. That would have been
That'd
good.
be fire.
That'd be fire. I think that would have meshed well. But we'll go on commercial break, y'all. We come back. We're going to talk about this younger generation versus the older, not necessarily versus the older generation. We're just going to kind of compare the two. And I'm going to break down everything for y'all so I can get a clear understanding.
I don't think that shit
But we come back, y'all. CorporateLike Entertainment, the Field Podcast.
Yeah. Solid.
Alright, y'all. We back from commercial break. We're going to get into it real quick. Younger generation up against the older generation. So I'm not saying like we going against each other or whatnot. I just want to kind of compare the two. So real quick, it's a rundown. Baby boomers are born between 1946 and 1964. Generation X is born between 1965 to 1980. Millennials are born from 1981 to 1996. Generation Z is anywhere born between 1997 to 2012. So I think pretty sure we're all millennials here.
Yeah, millennial.
I want to compare it to the rap music, sports, and everything. So with hip hop, like what's the difference between the eras? Older generation, newer generation. It can be from the 80s, 90s, now. Like what y'all think is the big difference in the misconception? I know that's such a fuck. Yeah, I'm like fuck, man.
It's the digital, I would say. Yeah, man, everything changed. With
availability.
Yeah.
Availability as far as what?
You know, more guys now, like they're not up front how they used to be. It's just, you know, you can make a song on your phone and put it out. So I think it's more straight to consumer than it was back in the days. It's really no build up.
The build up.
Lack of substance.
I want to talk about that build up. It's no build up. Niggas just drop a shit on their story, a reel, and you know, hopefully they get exposed and that's that. I just feel like compared to back in the day, you did that. You had team. What is it?
Artist development.
Artist development and street teams. There we go. Street team. You don't really have that now.
You don't really need it.
Yeah, you don't. You just need an influencer, huh?
Is that good or bad though?
Shit, I mean, shit, it's 50-50, honestly.
Is that a good or bad thing?
I think it's a good thing. I mean, to be straight to consumer is a great thing. If you're independent, that's a great thing. But far as it can be compared to like making the pizza in the microwave versus putting it in the oven.
That's a good point.
You know everything is microwavable now. Or making noodles on the in the microwave or on the stove.
I feel like this young generation, they kind of don't give a fuck about the older generation. Like for example, you know the famous Uzi Vert interview.
No, that was Yachty, wasn't it?
It was Uzi Vert. Like you know, I don't put no Biggie on. I don't listen to no Biggie song. I don't know nothing about that. I don't give a fuck about the new niggas. It's like, should you not pay a little? Just a little hom. You know what I'm saying?
I think so. I think they should, but some of them feel disrespected. Like a lot of us can't be old, stuck in our ways in a sense.
That's one of the issues I have. You know what I'm saying? So
some of them could feel. Some of them could feel like slighted in a bit, so that make them kind of defensive. I would give them. I could say that for them in defense of it, but you gotta learn your history.
Yeah, but
know the history.
On the other hand, like the older people be feeling too entitled. Like,
agreed.
Okay, I'll give you that. I give you that.
Like okay, I know what you did, but I don't have to like kiss your ass.
But in the sense, like we got a guy in the group who said something about Big Daddy Kane, talked about his album and shit. Like it's trash because of the way he rap. That don't make an old person respect you, but I don't think it was all that. But you're discrediting him because of the style of rap and what it birthed.
That person, I know you're talking about. That person thinks like that.
Yeah.
Like everything young is new, which is fine, but the foundation is from the old. Yeah. You have to build on that foundation. And I feel like
you wouldn't hear certain artists if it wasn't for Big Daddy.
Yeah, that too, and also back to the dude in the chat. Nigga from Canada. Anyway, but he said, I made a comment of like, you know, the new music this year is terrible, blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, it just ain't for you. It's some music out here. No, it's not. And that's been clear from the headlines. We made a show about it. Yeah. Everybody else been talking about it. It's not music this year that good. It's not that good.
We halfway through the year, nothing still.
Nothing really. Killer Mike dropped a great album. Yeah. Might be album of the year so far.
He from the era.
He from that era though. You know what I'm saying? So
I just think more artists would, like, far as newer artists, younger people for coming up, I think y'all would benefit more if you did, like, pay attention to it.
When you say y'all, I mean, that ain't every young artist, because I agree. It's young artists that like pays homage.
But you know, them noticeably be like the better ones, the ones that know the history and know.
Because I know like Corday.
See, he know the history.
He a young boy for sure.
And old heads mention him too. You know what I'm saying?
He's very in tune with older hip hop.
Right.
And I want to get into the young generation real quick. I'm not going to say the specific city, but everyone lately everyone's on demon time and doing drugs. Remember, you should respect the drug dealer. Yeah. Now we respect the addict. Is that a younger generation, the older generation type thing, or what? What is that? Because I feel like why you popping pills? You basically doing heroin. That's just what it come down to. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not cool. and you overdose and you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just in the music, it's just not there for me.
I just think it's been the same. I just think it's just a different drug, just a different era as far as the drugs, because the artists in the '60s were heavy on heroin. Then you had the coke in the '80s, and I think it's just we had X at a point like early 2000. A lot of artists were on X.
Why would you glorify popping it though?
That goes into our mainstream artists, and those artists are from our era though, so they kind of their fault. You got to look at it. The Lil Wayne, the Eminem, them were the most popular artists at that time, and that's what they glorified. That's what they glorified. That's what Eminem glorified to a lot of his music was
that's true.
Music. That's and true. Even with Wayne, his shit was the same thing.
That is true. I just I respect the hustler though. I'm not gonna brag about popping pills and doing lean. Dirt talking about popping pills all the time, popping a perk. That shit ain't, niggas is really looking up to you. That shit ain't cool. If you gonna do something, I'd rather you sell the drug. That's just me. I'm not gonna debate and say I'm right or wrong. That's me though.
But our era introduced the codeine, the syrup. That was the screwed up, era, and that was nothing but liquid heroin. They
basically
pouring up that cup. That was of our generation.
Yeah.
So that's what I can say. So I think it's just growing as it grows. It still was going on in our times though. We probably didn't recognize it more because it wasn't on your phone every time. It wasn't that easily to consume. But they were popping X, drinking lean. They was doing that shit back then. In 2000, 2001. That shit was going on.
Do you think the music will change? Or even it's everything. You think it will change as far as the young generation and old generation?
It all evolves. I think everything.
What would it involve into though?
Shit, I think it's gonna go right back to where it started eventually. That's just
think so?
I think everything come full circle. Like now, you just hear a lot of recycled. What I say, like samples. It's the samples are songs that are not even that old. It's like we're at 2005 remix now.
Yeah.
We're in the 2008 remix.
That's true.
So I think
that is kind of old.
Yeah.
When you think about it, the 90s rappers, hip hop was sampling 80s and 70s.
You're right.
So it's like I really don't be.
You're right.
All due respect, I don't really be trying to hear that comparison because 90s they was sampling the fuck out of.
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Especially like George Clinton was highly sampled.
RZA, he was sampling the fuck out of. Wu-Tang production. They used a lot of samples.
Yeah,
a lot of New York fucking producers was sampling a lot of shit. So.
I just feel like they did it in a way where you couldn't tell compared to now. I know that song off rip.
I disagree with you to a point, but I see what you're saying. But I think they covered. I think they today is sampling way more.
Right.
Like they're sampling down there the whole song.
To the point where they have to pay the artist own a part of the song. I think that came with Kanye though.
But back in the day, you'll hear a sample from. Don't you know how it can all be so simple?
Yeah.
You know how you got that hook? That's a sample from something like that. But now, shit, you basically might as well just pay the artist and
that's what separated Kanye from other producers because he came with the full sample and it was like nobody was doing that at that point in time.
Yeah.
It was like all falls down. We knew what song that was.
Yeah,
we
knew through the wire.
Through the wire. We knew all of that.
And that's why I want to give flowers to Havoc from Mobb Deep. That his samples, fucking crazy.
Right.
You wouldn't even Shook One sample, fucking nuts, man. Crazy. I highly suggest y'all go check that shit out. The sample, the originator of the song. That was just amazing. I feel like he don't get it just due. But I don't know. I just feel like, and I could be an old head, mean, angry, or whatever. I just feel like the younger generation just kind of fucked shit up. Nothing is the same no more when it comes to music, sports, video games, sports cards, shoes. Nothing is the same no more.
But that's what we dealt with. I don't
know. I like this.
My parents used to tell me about the music and shit all the time.
Again, I disagree with you because just like Nas said, he made a song about this. No idea is original. Always, no idea is original. Everything that you think is original, it got somebody.
But I'm just meaning from the new generation, old generation type. Like the music's not that good right now. The shoe game's fucked up because of young niggas. Hype beasts buying all these shoes and reselling them. That's a thing now. I can't go walk in the store and give me a pair of J's no more.
I think that's us.
I don't know. I disagree.
These young motherfuckers trying to wear Balenciagas and shit. I got them. I got young teens. They not even interested in Jordans. No. I mean, just really being honest.
I disagree.
They're interested. They're interested in New Balances, Vans, or they want some high end.
Some, but like that's why we can't get shoes now.
I think that's more 80s. That's us. We collect.
You think so?
Shoes.
I gotta do some.
80s babies are collecting the shit out of Jordans.
I gotta do some more research on that one.
If I need a pair of shoes, I'll reach out to a cousin I have who's at the same age and give me any pair of shoes.
But it just seems like nothing is the same. It's just like these times are like just boring.
Yeah.
In my like with the TV shows, with like music, games, like it's just not the same compared
digital,
to back in the
bro.
day.
Because everything is digital. Like we gotta go to watch a certain movie. You gotta go download this certain.
Yeah.
You gotta go to Netflix. If it ain't on Netflix, you gotta go to Prime. If it ain't on Prime, you gotta go here. You gotta
Hulu or whatever the case.
So I think that's what it is.
And what about sports though? Is there a gap with talent from the younger generation to now? We'll say 80s and 90s compared to 10s and 20s, the 10s and the 20s.
I think talent. I don't think it's no separation of talent. I think it's a skill.
Yeah, I think
skill.
I think we was talking about this. I think last week, it's like skills and fundamentals. It ain't really. It's not really intangibles of like the actual game. Like,
so what would you say is is it a better skill set now, more talent
the skill set is pretty good. The athleticism is the thing that stands out to me.
Okay. Athleticism?
Yeah.
Because I can't
That's because of modern medicine. Like,
the
nutrition, like they didn't take care of themselves like that, back in the day. And that's why Larry Bird career was that if Larry Bird had the fucking modern medicine, nutrition of today's age, he would have played like longer. But
my thing is like, even if you look at it like these combines, what they'll call them, the guys today ain't really breaking records from back in the day.
Yeah, but
the vertical leap is still set by an old nigga. The strength, as far as the weightlifting, is still set by an old guy.
That's not saying much because they actually practice like skills now.
Yeah.
Again, I was not reading, but